Welcome back. Uh, this is part 4 of Ostranauts, and we're going to explore some other regions of the station by accessing the transit here. Now, first place we're going to head is the Old Emporium, and specifically the Mescaform Bar, because that is the known hangout of the Fixer, who is going to be a good friend of ours, hopefully. The red neons cast heavy shadows in the Old Emporium, K-Leg's only leisure district. The OE is a relic of a former world, a portal to the Halcyon days of the wildcat Nigerian colony before Earth's ablation cascade gutted the economy. Spacers came here to escape the bureaucratic grind, to imagine a world without bosses, to split a chilled bottle of Bismartia even when they can't afford to. A dozen meters away from the shuttle stop, you see a knot of revelers gathered in the warm light of the Mescaform Bar. Laughter and conversation float through the Mescaform in a melange of English, Mandarin, and even Yoruba. The last one might be a sign IO managers are mixing it up with the common folk. Whatever the language, the warm organics of human voices in close proximity is a welcome departure from the hollow echo of calm chatter. One of the faces in the crowd is the Fixer. They're a known quantity on the station community. K-Leg's portal to a system-wide, ever-shifting black market, whose appetite for used ship parts and other rare salvage can never be sated. It shouldn't be too hard to get the Fixer talking. Just mention that you have something to trade, and they're likely to be interested. Now, in our uh, character creation, we actually got the Fixer as a friend, which is going to be incredibly useful because we don't have to talk him or her into working with us. So we already see them as a contact. That's awesome. They do the same. We are going to want to spend some time talking to them, not necessarily right now, to maybe upgrade that to a friendship or even further. Um, so let's let's jump right into the trade real quick and just see what he might have available. We don't really have anything to sell at this moment that he's going to be interested in. And as you can see down here in the event log, he does recognize us, gives a friendly nod, and says, "Hey, here's my stuff." So this is not necessarily a screaming good price on the helmet, but it is the helmet that we want to have for going forward. I don't really have anything to sell right now that he's going to want. Let's see, opening these things up. He says not wanted, not wanted. So just look at, yeah, not even the water or the knife. So we're going to say goodbye. And there's potentially another area that we would like to explore, which is behind the bar. And this sort of service maintenance area here. There's another sundry kiosk and another food cart. So I'm going to take a quick moment to glance around. Hopefully nobody sees us doing this because remember, we don't have the money to pay the fine and we'd end up in jail. Which would be bad news for our run here. Now, once you're inside, you don't really have anything to worry about anymore. Uh, Free to look about and loot as much to our heart's content. Uh, are definitely going to need this crowbar here over the next few minutes. We'll see what else we can find. wanted the lamp so I could actually see what I was doing. Okay, and as you may recall, we can highlight things we can interact with, which makes it a little easier to see that we got some racks, including one right here, a little tiny one that we might have otherwise overlooked. Not really much in there. Some steel and some small mechanical parts. Now, all these are ultimately very useful. Potentially going to need them when we start repairing things. But for now, they're not necessarily a big item. Now, one thing we desperately need is better storage, so we're looking for a larger backpack or even just another small one like the one we've got right now. And ideally a crate, which not only has storage space inside it, you can actually put the backpacks and totes inside them as well. So doubly useful. Okay, carbon fiber. Okay, I think that is going to be a lot for here today. So we know where we can head if we need a lot of small bits and bobs. Piece of carbon fiber. And if we ever really need water, there's that inventory here. In this sink. Come on. Right, I'm just going to get out of this because I'm starting to panic a little bit. Hearing those people walk around, they're not even in the same area with me, but try this one more time. There we go. So this is going to be a little tricky. Going to throw a safety save in because it'd pretty much be hellacious to end up in jail right this moment when we don't have the money to pay the fine. Let's try it. Okay. So that was a bust. The reason why I took the time to remove the trash from it is I want to, if I take a peek back in there and I've forgotten whether I've cleared it or not, it'll be obvious that the room's empty. So we've got another door here we're going to go for. The worst thing would be if somebody popped out of the transit. Got somebody over here, which might be able to see us right now. So let's wait till they walk off somewhere else. Yeah, I know I'm a bad person. All right. And jackpot. We've got some crates. So none of them are actually even locked, but we could hack them. That is not a crime. Uh, and the nice thing about the crate is you can pop the backpacks inside them. And you can actually carry three by dragging a third one, but you carry one in each hand. I typically carry one crate with as many backpacks as I've got in it. Um, one of them has my basics, and another has, the stuff I'm scavenging as I go. So I just want to quickly look at these guys and see if they've got anything fun in them. They're empty, which is fine. The crates themselves are actually valuable, especially if we clean them up. And so we're gonna grab the two we've got and move on. I can actually see a motor there, which could potentially be very useful. So I'm gonna take a moment to access the lock here, since I'm pretty well protected from prying eyes. So if there's any time on this is actually a 72-hour salvage permit. It looks pretty beat up, so it's probably not. Today is 8/26/79. It actually expires later today. This means we could head out for a number of hours because we now have a valid salvage permit. So that was a extraordinarily valuable find. Minimum saved was 5,000 bucks. Or the risk of jail if we try to just go out there without even purchasing one. Hygiene packs are awesome. It means you get cleaned up without using water. The we don't even really need this to. You don't really want to subject yourself to high degrees of gravitational force if you can avoid it. What we're going to do is sell that because it's worth something. Just going to slap these back on the ground. Fridge. I believe when we hack through this door, we'll be back in the Miska. The longer this goes on, the more sweat beads up on your brow. Actually, technically behind the bar now. So, here's what I'm ducking in here is if that's clean cloth, we need it. It is not. So we're just going to leave it. I might pick it up later because it can't be sold for some nominal amount. So the coffee machines. These are worth something. So, and if we were desperate, we could grab a bunch of those. So. So since we've got that ticket, we're gonna have a little change of plan here. Rather than trying to get a better suit before we head out, we've got some basic tools. We're gonna pick up some chargers and batteries, and so that we can keep those operating. And we're gonna use the basic suit that we've got right now to move forward. Just in case there's something interesting available, we're going to check the gig nexus here. See if there's anything worth our time. So Old Emporium to commercial, remember that's a really hard run, but maybe we'll just go ahead and do it since we're already here. And we can do it in reverse. Again, a hard run, unlikely to get the top tier payout. Now, because we've got that license, this might be an interesting one to pick up. And we've got plenty of time to get it done. But we don't want to actually pick it up until we've got our ship ground into shape. And so let's go start working on that. I think we're gonna grab this one first in hopes of at least getting the middle tier payout, give us a little pad in our account. Right now we should have a mortgage payment coming up. We have just enough money to cover that. And so I want to make sure that we have enough of that and actually go ahead and prepay before we take off. So I'm going to grab this gig. Take the gig. Now we're paused as long as we're in here. When we open up, we're actually going to pause ourselves again immediately. Already let a couple seconds go by. Grab what we need for the job. Select the transit. And that'll unpause us and get us heading that way. Now, go to commercial. There. Is time ticking? It is not. Okay, awesome. Stepping off the tram at K-Leg's commercial district, the difference is immediately apparent. It's not nicer, but maybe less worn out, less people come here, or at least less rough and tumble types. The main point of interest here is the Port Authority office, a place where every captain inevitably becomes familiar with as they navigate the web of red tape surrounding spaceport operations. Usually you'll find at least a few pilots and ship owners slouched in line here, down on their luck and hoping for a break. The longer the line, the more likely that the nice clerk is on duty today. This district also offers spacers with funds to spare plenty of lavish means to part with their windfalls. The shipbroker offers mortgages on pre-owned vessels as well as derelicts from the boneyard stock. The Van Buren Self-Care Kiosk offers medical products and treatments for acute and chronic ailments. Embassies for distant colonies allow application for permanent resident visas covered for tax discounts and improved legal treatment. Unfortunately, the decade since the loss of Earth to the ablative cascade of 59 has rendered colony interaction increasingly rare and informal, and legal status highly coveted, let alone full citizenship. Legal status often confers local benefits such as cargo trade discounts and the right to purchase private housing and docking, which would be awesome. Remember, I said it was a long haul from the kiosk to the gig nexus here in commercial, which is why we didn't think we were going to make it in time. Let's see what happens. All right, my gigs. I missed by 8 seconds, so I will get the medium tier, which is $1,000. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that in. So we've nearly doubled our funds with that one run. And you can just repeat this over and over again to get money that you need. It's not burning a lot of time. I mean, it is in the real world, but not so much in game time. This takes us to the port, so we might as well run it. It's not going to give us much money. Still thinking we ought to pick that up just before we leave. We need to get our ship in literally in ship shape first, as much as it can be. So what we're going to do for now is go ahead and do this little gig. And just pick up a few more dollars. Commercial will go into the port. Give us another $1,000. We're unlikely to pick up the big one, but we're going to try our best here. So pause. Locker. Pause. Grab the vodka. Select the transit. We're heading to the port. Select the gig nexus. Access the locker. The vodka in it. Advance. Use the nexus. My gigs. Turn in. We did make the platinum tier. I did not take a quick look at the time we did it in, but it was probably right at the 0 seconds, maybe a second to spare. Everything happened almost perfectly. Like I said, it's very hard. One part of the run is too commercial because of the distance from the gig nexus to the transit nexus in order to make that time. You can't speed up your character. You can't run. So it's a tough one. But now that we're back at the ship, right down here, we're going to throw a save in, take a little break, and come back and do some work on the ship in preparation for the